This podcast is brought to you by UConnect, the creator of the first all-in-one virtual career center. Scale your impact and engage more students with a platform that puts all of your career resources in one place. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Career Everywhere podcast. I'm your host, Meredith Metzger, and today I'm excited to share our second bonus episode from my live mini interviews at the NACE conference last month. For this episode, I recreated the Ask a Question, Leave a Question segment I always use to close out our regular episodes. So each guest answered a question the previous guest left for them, and then they left a question for the next guest. There were no rules. Questions could be silly, serious, or anything in between. They could be related to career services and higher ed, or not. We had a great mix of fun, thoughtful questions, and I compiled them all into this bonus episode so you can hear them too. To kick things off, I asked our first guest, John Nicolasian from the Florida International University College of Business, if you could wave a magic wand and change something about career services right now, what would it be? Hope you enjoyed this bonus episode.
So my name is John Nicolasian. I'm the director of the Office of Business Career Management at Florida International University. If I could wave a magic wand and change one thing about career services, I would allow the resume uploads to automatically populate the text boxes, no matter the platform agnostic.
My name is Noah Krolitis. I'm an employer relations manager for National Louis University, based in Chicago, Illinois. Who or what inspires me? I love that question that was added. I would say, in terms of my work now, I think the aspect of just mentorship, and I don't think mentorship needs to be like an official, hey, can you be my mentor? I just think the thing that inspires me is thinking of all the people that invest in me early on, spent time with me to talk about career stuff, how I can, improve as a professional, as a person, and breathe life into me when they didn't have to. And that's something that motivates me and provides a lot of passion I can do to students when it comes to careers. When they come, they don't know what to do. And when we take time to sit and listen to them, when we're able to mentor and invest in people, the youth and the next generation of the workforce, that's the stuff that kind of just gets me riled up and inspires me. So I think just whenever people are willing to lend that ear, and I try and do that and live that as much as I can. The question I want to leave for the next person is one that I would love to hear the answer to. But what's the hardest interview question you had, and how'd you answer it?
I'm Tiffany Lee from Purdue University Global, and the hardest interview question I've ever been asked was, if you were a door, what part of the door would you be? My answer was the hinges. The hinges are the stability of the door. They allow the door to open and close, and as a career professional, helping support people with access is one of my number one priorities. And as a hinge, you can provide that access, that stability, just that safety overall. So the question I would leave for the next guest is, if you were to provide one piece of career advice that has the biggest impact, what would that advice be, and what's the impact that you're hoping it would leave?
Mandy Thomas, Purdue University Global. If I were to give a student one piece of advice, what would it be? Do not completely rely on AI, because AI removes the humanistic aspect of everything. And so in order for your personality to shine, you can't do that through AI. The question I want to leave for the next guest is, how would you increase engagement with adult learners in an online environment, ages 35 and above?
I'm Dr. Ben Wyrock. I'm Senior Director of the Engineering Career Hub at CU Boulder. And the way that I would increase adult learner engagement in career services is to help adult learners really leverage their previous experience in an online portfolio sort of way. So making sure that adult learners can clearly articulate skills and experiences that they've had from previous jobs or previous career paths, and translate that in an online portfolio or a LinkedIn account so they can be more successful in their job search. And the question I'll leave for the next person is, what was your dream job when you were 10 years old?
I'm Tamara Mengi from Curry College, and my dream job when I was 10, I was huge into the show Fame. I know I dreamt about being a dancer, and I did take dance classes, so that was probably my dreams every night about being a Fame cast member. The question I'd ask the next person is, what was one of the first jobs you had, like in high school, maybe even college, that you really just did not enjoy? What did you learn from it?
My name is David Adams. I'm with the University of Florida, Warrington College of Business. And a job that I had in high school that I really did not enjoy, was my first job ever, was detasseling, which is, I'm from Indiana originally. So that involves going through cornfields at the crack of dawn and plucking the tassels out of it, which is part of the corn they don't want to continue growing. And you get corn rash, and you're wet and hot, and with other high school students, it is not always the most fun thing. So it was a lot. And I'm glad I didn't do it for very long. And from that, I learned, I guess, to be adaptable and solutions oriented. So the first couple of days of doing it, I didn't have any protective gear or anything. So I was just getting soaked and cut up by the corn leaves and everything. By probably day 3 or 4 of doing it, I had my solution of trash bags, which I cut arm and leg holes in and wore my ridiculous looking trash suit outfit, but that was much better for not getting so wet and cut up by the corn leaves. So the question I want to leave for the next person is, if money was no obligation and your job was no obligation, and if you go live in another country for a full year, where would you choose to live and why?
Hi, everyone. My name is Larry Jackson, and my pronouns are he, him, and his, and I'm Senior Associate Director for Career Education at Berkeley Career Engagement at University of California, Berkeley. And the question that I got was, if I could live anywhere for a year and money was no object, I would choose Belfast. Belfast is wonderful, so hospitable, so clean, and the people are just so lively and really have a zest for life, so it'd be amazing. The question that I'll leave for the next person is, if you could have one free truck stop snack for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Hello, I'm Paul Casey, and if I could have one truck stop snack for the rest of my life, it would be Twizzlers, because it brings back great memories of riding in the car when I was a kid. My parents always used to hand out Twizzlers to all of us to keep us quiet while we were on long car rides. And the question that I want to leave for the next person has to do with what's on the front of my mind today, and that's the NBA playoffs. And I just want you to tell me that the Knicks are going to win and that we're going to take it home.
My name is Ryan Fallon. I'm from Mercyhurst University. Paul really wants to know that the Knicks are going to win the finals. Oh, I got bad news. I'm a hockey fan, not a basketball fan. I couldn't even tell you what the Knicks series is, but I can tell you the Stanley Cup Finals is now 2-2, which is very exciting in my book, because that means they'll hopefully go to Game 7, which, in my opinion, Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals, one of the greatest things in all of sports. And the question I will leave for the next person is, how do you help support students who maybe think differently, who are in the population of students with disabilities, or who maybe are non-traditional students? How do we help support that group of students, knowing that they may face some obstacles in their career experience that maybe just a little bit different from everybody else?
Hi, my name is Matthew Warren with Wayne State University, Detroit. I'm the Employer Engagement Manager in Campus Career Services. I support neurodiverse, non-traditional students through specialized career resources and programs on campus. So that population, definitely it's okay to give them a little bit more attention to make them feel seen and heard in the career space. They may feel uncomfortable at a traditional career fair. They may feel uncomfortable in the job search process. So really mapping out, how do you disclose your disability as a positive versus a negative in the workplace? They may have an employer as a supervisor that's neurodiverse. They may have no idea until they bring it up in that conversation. So really coaching on those hard conversations and letting them know that it's okay, that your disability, your difference is actually a strong attribute to have in the workplace. For non-traditional students, really providing hands-on learning opportunities. So an introduction to career one-on-one. My university, we have a first-year career learning class that any student can take, whether they're a freshman or a transfer student or a non-traditional adult. And the question I would like to leave for the next person is, what would be the best way to support students in unpaid internship opportunities through a university setting? Should there be endowments set up? Should there be departments of scholarships? Really, how do we cover the gap and the cost for helping those students get those opportunities?
My name is Karen Wong. I am the Director of Career Development at St. Catherine University based out of St. Paul, Minnesota. And how we can support students who are getting unpaid internships is to help provide some institutional funding, something like scholarships or stipends to be able to cover some of the costs that they may be incurring from taking those opportunities so that they can still have a really great chance to learn all the skills and develop themselves during those internships without having to worry about the cost of it. And the question I want to leave for the next person is, who is your first mentor?
My name is Sierra Whipple-Padgen, and I am a senior career coach at the Foster School of Business at the University of Washington in Seattle. And my first mentor was in high school. Cody Valdez was one of the drafting teachers, but he was involved everywhere. He was like in the wrestling department. He was in the yearbook committee. He helped with student government. And I'm a first generation student. So when I showed up, I was just really excited to learn. And he was someone who guided me through every application process. He showed up with scholarship opportunities for me. He made sure that I always belonged in every room, especially within drafting, because I was the only female in the class of 40. And so he just made sure that I knew what was happening, but also made sure that my voice was amplified in every opportunity. And if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be a career coach today. So yeah, shout out to Valdez. Yeah. The question I want to leave for the next person is, if you could have your career anywhere in the world, what would you be doing and where would it be?
Katie Smith with Kansas State University. And if I could be doing my career anywhere in the world, what would I be doing and where? I would be doing the same thing. So employer relations in higher ed, preferably in Ireland or New Zealand. So if anyone's hiring, hit me up. And the question I'll leave is soccer or football?
My name is Emily Sheltree from Clarkson University. And the question that was left for me was soccer or football. And my husband would be very upset if I did not say football. He's a huge Buffalo Bills fan, so go Bills. I met someone from the University of Wyoming yesterday who said she didn't know him, but knew of him. So that's got to be a cool connection. The question I have for the next person is, has been the best thing you've eaten in Denver so far?
Hello, my name is Nancy Incursia. I'm from Roosevelt University in Chicago, Illinois. The best food to eat in Denver so far is their Cobb salad. It's amazing. I went to Yard House for that. The question I want to leave for the next person is, if you are to go back in time, what would be your dream job?
I'm Lindsay Arbach, New York State University. And if I were able to go back in time, my dream job would still be something connecting and talking to people. That's what I really love about what I do, is help people and learn those stories. The question I want to leave for the next person is, what was your very first job and what did it teach you?
So I'm Gerald Tang from Bridgewater State University in Southeastern Massachusetts. My first job was working in a bubble tea shop and learning from being, a delivery person all the way to figure out how to put together a bubble tea, a tea set together based on whatever specific item that the customer wants. I think that experience has taught me, really good customer service experiences, knowing how to, provide the best experiences for the individual standing in front of me. And, following the quality control that the company asking us to do, because you want a very specific order and you want to deliver that for the person in front of you. Exactly. So the questions I want to leave for the next person is, as a light designer, we always say, there's a term called Odyssey plan. So you think about what are 3 different lives that you would have an opportunity to design. What would that be? So I would love to see what the next person's will be, if you have unlimited resource and access, what will be a really interesting career that you would like to have at this time?
Adam Capozzi, Syracuse University, Director of Career Services Assessment and Student Success. Interesting question in terms of if I had unlimited resources and if I could choose a path forward. I would actually take the career everywhere model from on-campus experience to an off-campus experience and actually great career paths to major departments across the United States. We're not just Syracuse University, but other institutions can pilot programming, workshops, networking events, and on-campus experience with employers. Question I'll leave for the next person similar to what I just heard. If you had unlimited resources, what would you do from a staffing standpoint within your department to make sure that you got across everything you want to this new wave of students?
I'm Steve Simpson from the University of Buffalo. I serve as the director for the Career Design Center, and appreciate Adam's question about if I have limited resources, what would I do from the staffing standpoint? Reflecting on that, I guess thinking at it in a career everywhere context, I really wouldn't utilize it to build out direct staff right in the center. Further degrade some of that, but really towards incentivizing and supporting the work, especially in faculty across universities through fellowships and grants or opportunities to help recognize and reward that work and connections and collaboration with the Career Center and their resources. Question I'd like to leave for the next person. So I am from the University of Buffalo, and so I'm in a very Buffalo-oriented question, and it has to do with a very serious topic in Buffalo, which is chicken wings, or chicken wings. So for those who may enjoy chicken wings either regularly or from time to time, or even just conceptually, do you prefer the drum or the flat when it comes to a chicken wing?
Hello, my name is Arthur Jr. I serve as the Executive Director of Student Career Fairness. The question that someone left for me was, you may enjoy chicken wings either regularly from time to time or even just conceptually. Do you prefer drums or flats? I'm going to go with flats, but I like drums and I love chicken wings. The question that I'm going to leave is, what was the biggest takeaway that one had from the NACE conference this past year?
Hi, I'm Erica Christ from Cornell University. My biggest takeaway from NACE this year has really been the people and the passion that live within this organization, both from employers and from career professionals, and just how motivated we all are to support students and early career professionals to be successful. And you see all these folks, going to sessions and engaging, here in Hall, and we're all doing it because we're driven to support students. And the question I want to leave for the next person is, and I was thinking about our AI keynote yesterday, what is the fun way that you're using AI more in your personal life? Are you planning trips with it, or what ways are folks using it that maybe they can share with others?
That's all for this episode of Career Everywhere. Thanks so much for listening. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to hit subscribe and rate and review us wherever you get your podcasts. We'll see you next time.